You guys, guess what? It's morning time. It's time for you to get up. Get your black asses and your white ass and your Korean asses up and your Vietnamese asses up. It's time to get up to roll. Yeah, like I did that. Hey, look, ain't that how they used to do it back in the day? I wish I could. I would look. I wish I had a tune for it. It's too late. Ooh, it's too late for me to be here right now with you. It's too late. I should be in the bed, but I had a long night. So I decided to hit what life. I said it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. They need to have look, but when it comes to that song, they need to have the trumpets and the I would say the drums, maybe. You know, it's too late. I wish you guys could hear it in my head. You know, well, I wish you guys can hear it how I hear it in my head. I promise you, it's amazing. I promise you, I'm like a walking radio, and I wish a few producers would come around me, you know, or really really come across my channel. I ain't gonna lie to you. Come across the channel and get her brother. Hey, I can help you out with some hits, hopefully, you know, because everybody has their own type of style of, you know, singing. But baby, I can mix it up. Look, I love doing gospel. I promise you I do, and I love doing R&B. And if I want to do a little rock, I maybe you know if I'm listening to that type of music for the time being, I'm making kind of you know get it to a point where I need it to be, so people will like it in that type of way when it comes to that type of sound. Because I'm not really a big type of rock. You know, I listen to I will listen to blues. Blues is fine, but honestly, you know, it's here and there for me. You know, here and there, ain't nothing wrong with it though. You know, if you like listen to it, you like listen to it. Me, I ain't. You know, I like listen to it here and there. You know, it's certain ones that will catch my ear though. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially if they got the hits. You know, if you got some hits, baby, I am right there, and I'm all ears open, baby. I'm listening to everything that you saying, and the beat, and the background singers too. Look, cause I sing, so therefore, hey, baby, I'm listening to all of it, and I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I love when people come around me to the point where they may put me on to a song. You know, I love that because I'm like, okay, I can add this to my playlist and I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? If you get a look, hey, if you may know that, hey, yeah, I got this from you. I got it from you. I ain't taking it back. I can't. That's how I am on SoundCloud. SoundCloud, I'm not gonna even lie to you. SoundCloud would have you, I promise you, screenshotting and hardening like a mug because there's so many talented people on there. I mean, so many songs that you can relate to, and then in other times, there are songs where you can know if you want to work out to, and there's songs where if you want to get ratchet to, you can do that. You can have look the time of your life. You can get it. You know, they got it all on there. I love it. I love it. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. Look, forget Pandora. I hate Pandora. Commercials, you know, even though on SoundCloud you do have commercials, but you know, when it comes to those commercials, they gonna be quick, fast, and motherfucking hurry. I ain't gonna lie to you. So that's why, you know, I rocks with it because I want you to okay whatever they are trying to promote it, but let me get back to my music so therefore I can be back on in the vibe that I was in before I heard that that irritating commercial. I don't even like commercials on YouTube, and I honestly I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't stand. Can I say it? Can I just say it? I can't stand when certain people put a lot of commercials in their videos. Like, why? What is the reason for all of that? Damn, why you gotta put all them damn commercials? I gotta constantly click. How about you give me a little minute just to get in there? You know, while I'm watching you, click why you know why I clicked on. let me watch you. Okay, let me watch you. And then I will change it. But all this constantly hitting the button, hitting the button, like damn, okay, I get where you're going, but damn, okay. But you know what? If I really mess with you, I would love to just let it play out. But if I don't mess with you like that, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not watching nothing. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. I may be subscribed to you, and you may have a lot of them damn commercials. And look at the beginning, at the end, look especially the middle, and towards the end. I'm clicking. I can click if I want to, but sometimes look if I really mess with you, I'm gonna let it play out because I want you to get paid because I fucks with you. If I don't fuck with you, no, I can. It depends, boy. It be like pulling teeth when it comes to a nigga like me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It would. It would. I ain't lying to you. It's the truth. Shit, look, I can't put that on you. Shit, it's the truth. Whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. Shit, a lot of these hoes out here, they look. They out here putting out BS content that can be for free, but they want you to pay for it. That's like getting on a website and you are trying to get some type of revenue for it, but you gotta show some type of effort into what you're doing, whether you're dancing, singing, acting, painting, anything that you are doing. The public the public would like to know that, okay, this is for real. So therefore, if this is for real, I'm going to fuck with you. But if they see that you are just doing this for a check, says a lot. And a lot of the times, so people come really to come out here and say they look, they are just on here, because YouTube is providing them funds. I don't really believe that is why they are really on. Well, it may be the truth. It could be the truth. They said that's the reason why they are on here. Hey, but for me, I feel like hell, if YouTube was not providing nothing, your ass would be on here. I ain't gonna lie to you. For a lot of them, a lot of people be feeling like that. Oh, if I wasn't getting paid, I would not be on here. Shit, I was on here before all that shit, baby. I was on here back in and look, S. Hutchinson would tell you. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I'm just relaxing because I haven't had time to relax to myself. But you know how this thick ass tongue is. But you can ask S. Hutchinson, baby. She seen me when I was look. That video was so old. I was in middle school, but I was just being like how everybody else was at that time in '07 and '06. I was dancing on the damn floor, trying to be freaky. I sure was. I was being a freak, and I was. Look, I held on to that freak, that freak. I guess stereotype when it came to me, because I always like to look, a certain type of way. I know I'm not I ain't looking, I'm not trying to look like anybody else, but at the same time, I'm not gonna down myself or really take away from myself because at the end of the day, hell, I love me and I like how the hell I look. You know, I ain't the best. Well, I ain't gonna, I can't even say that, but I know that it's people out there that looks way 10 times better than I do. But at the same time, I don't take it to the head. Thank you, Lord, for the looks. Thank you, Lord, for making me. Really for making me. When you formed me, baby. Ooh wee, ooh wee. I shouldn't say the baby part. That's swirly, but I just want to say thank you. I'm happy. I wouldn't change it. If any damn thing, you gotta change whatever you are doing, with you while you are consuming foods and liquids, you know, if you want to have that young look, that's why I don't understand why people will want to inject themselves with, certain things to try to continue, well, really try to keep up with an old look that you used to look like, but you want to try to fool the people that, oh, yeah, just because I ain't got no wrinkles, so I ain't looking old. But at the same time, you will have that. You will look like you will look like that you are up in age. Let's keep it real. You will look like you are up in age, and you need to be satisfied with that. You can't fool the eye. People will know. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Some of these people out here that's born in certain, years, from the '80s, they look like some of them in the '80s babies. Oh my goodness, and some of them the late 70s babies, and 60s and well, yeah, 60s, yeah, late 60s, early 60s, well, either late or early 60s too. Yeah, man, some of them, it's like the melanin don't crack. You know, it depends on certain ones. Because they know their peers and they can tell. But when it comes to someone that is we wasn't even thought of, still in heaven, man, man. When I tell you, my goodness, when I see that, I be looking like, man, you look good for your age. You don't even look your age. And I used to always compliment people that didn't look their age, but nowadays I'm not complimenting nobody about their age. Well, about them not, well, about them looking, really about them not looking at age really that they are. I ain't doing it no more. And look, all compliments are going out the window. Hell, I'm just keep it real. I'm just gonna have to just, hey, you look nice, and that's it. Or nice to meet you. That's it. Because I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna kiss. I don't want to have that effect of kissing ass effect. Anybody can out there that's a lot of folks be having that kissing ass effect, trying to please somebody because they want to try to kiss their ass, thinking they can get something out of it. For what? Why you kissing ass for? I don't kiss nobody bad. Look, I don't want to kiss nobody ass. I can't kiss ass. That's probably why I don't have a large amount of people around me because you know what, I ain't kissing ass. Because sometimes when a lot of folks following this person, that person, boy, they just following and hey, one duck, two duck, three ducks, four ducks. Oh my goodness, you guys are just, oh my goodness, a lost cause at sometimes. At times it's just ridiculous. It's the truth, and y'all know I ain't putting that on mute. It's the truth. I mean, I'm just so thankful that I was born in the year that I was born in, 92. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness I was born in that year because you know what? All of what I could grasp, and soak up for the time being, I'm glad I did. Even though I'm still young, even though I'm still learning, people can say this, say that about me. It's okay. I'm not, over here losing sleep. I told you guys I have a sleep issue, well, a sleep problem that that's an issue for me. So therefore, it ain't because of it ain't because of what has been said or whatever someone is trying to put out there about my name. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, look, ZT, hey, whatever that nigga had to say about me, I don't give a damn about none of that shit. Hey, it is what it is, baby. You got a past too. You done did shit in your life too, and I ain't even, I don't give a damn about it. Ew. Look, I don't have to be on here trying to make fun and act as if I ain't see shit or remember shit that you talked to me about and put it out there for the people to know. Like we're gonna just continue to do that. Like no, we said what we said years ago, so you would never get that. Not from me. Now you can go out there and try to find somebody to get on a panel and say this and say that, because we all know that you are a functioning alcoholic. On the job and off the job, you are a functioning alcoholic, and I don't mind saying it because it's the truth. Yes, it's the truth. Yeah. And probably one of those other ones too. I forgot the name of them. What they called them? I forgot. Someone that likes to have sex a lot. I forgot the name of it. Yes, indeed. But yes, indeed. But that's your story, not mine. Mm-mm. Had more strength. And I dropped my damn. Ooh, I'm so glad I looked under there because I thought I dropped it over there, but it was over here the whole time. But you guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. I had to go pay the water bill because it's been it's been a night. It's been a long night, long night. But you gotta make money. You gotta make money. I don't care how you doing it. If you helping somebody out and they need you. Hey, whether it's look under the table or on top of the table, you're still getting it. But you have people out here that's be so selective about what you are doing to make money, and what you are doing to while working, or really what you are doing for work. It's like, oh my goodness, damn. You know, thank goodness I didn't resort back to do well. Thank goodness I never resorted to doing OnlyFans. If I did, you know, hmm, I don't know how. I can't take that because just know you got people that's your family, your cousin out there that see it all like that. Oh my goodness, I can't do that. Even though that has happened before, but I ain't trying to make. I would never really make something like that a career. If it a damn thing, baby, you gonna see some feet. Some fetism and some people got weird fetishes out there, but that's if I was and if I was in that mind state, but my mind state ain't like that. I'm not willing to put myself out there like that. uh, if any other thing, if I had somebody on my team, on my arm, that'd be something for them and for them only to see, not for somebody else to see, really for the world to see. Like, no. Mm-mm. And I always been, look, I have always been like that. I always been private. I never felt the need to want to share. I'm greedy. I'm selfish when it comes to that. I don't want to share. I can't share because if I share, you know, hell, you may go over there with that other person that that you are trying to share me with, and I ain't going for that. Shit, it's either me or no, or not, or nobody. Shit, like like well, it's either me or you can have that other person, really. But shit, I ain't with the whole. Let's have a threesome. Let's have a foursome. Have a all that. Having multiple niggas in the bed and women in the bed. Hell no, you can't do that with me. Hell no, I ain't going for that. Who do you think I am? And this is a true story. Who do you think I am? People have did that, well, really have asked me, can I have a threesome? In the past when I was in my 20s. Like, what the hell? No, I don't do that. Mm-mm. Trying to pass this and that. Allegedly, I'm just saying. But I ain't passing not a goddamn thing. I ain't passing none of that. Mm-mm. I wouldn't pass it because that's dangerous. You ain't finna, you finna have me up in jail because of a horny night, that you could have prevented from happening. All you could have done was to use your hand, or a pillow. Some people using pillows and teddy bears. When they really horny, because they ain't got the real thing. Or they may pull out a if you really that horny, go out there to Adam and Eve, or the Garden of Eden. I don't like the way that sound. The Garden of Eden. I'm gonna look that up in the. I'm gonna see them. I'm gonna see what that means. That sounds like some mm, not so nice, not so right type of stuff. I don't know. It's the name, but if you want to spice it up in the bedroom for your husband or your man, I mean, well, for your man or your wife, yeah, go right ahead. Shit, I don't blame you. I would. Yeah, go out there and get some toy or some candy that you can put down there, that's edible. If you like it like that. Me personally, I don't prefer that because that's very very sticky, and but it's up to you. If you want a little bit of a little whipped cream, or strawberries and almonds, and you can mix it up. It's certain things that you can do that can turn it, really get y'all in the mood. Hmm. Me personally, I don't do all that food stuff in the bedroom. Look, that'll be after. That'll be after. And look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's gonna be after. I'm not gonna look. Hell, I can eat when I'm done. Hell, I ain't gotta eat right now. Or I can look or eat before. Honestly, most niggas really would eat before, or let alone. Well, some will eat while they probably are doing it, but some will eat. They will wait after probably. I just can't do that. Hell no, I ain't doing all that. That's too much. Shit, cause I be ready to go to sleep. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, I need a nap. I need a good old nap. hmm After all that damn work, and you burning calories while you pushing your. I'm being too graphic, but y'all know what it is. Hell, we all are grown. Y'all know how it is, and you gotta watch. As men, we gotta watch. You know, we gotta watch the fact that we may like to plug it in and plug it out. I forget how the song go. You know, tug it in, tug it out. I forgot. It's a old Johnny Taylor song. Push it in or push it out. One of the two. But when it comes to our backs, who we boy, when you been using your back on somebody else's back, or you been using that back a lot, baby, ooh, you gonna feel the pain. And then you're gonna be asked for massages. And you see a lot of niggas be asked for massages because they've been using their back on somebody else's back. And if anybody out there that you fuck around with, if you know that they ain't been using their back on you and they asking you to rub their back, it came from working because you know their hours and you know how, yeah, and you know what they doing because they come on and tell you about it. So all this, oh, my back hurting. Why your back hurting so quick and why? What, like, why, what you been doing? Somebody been out there doing somebody, doing another back, let alone not your back. They should be doing your back more. They ain't get look. You gotta deny them niggas. No massage. We ain't doing no massage, and especially if you can't get one. The only thing you can get is a rub. Look, I've been there. Look, I've been there. I've been there and done that. But I ain't going back to that. No, 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 not at all. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't want to see me anymore, but I'm glad. I am because you know what? It was some trying times in my 20s, boy. Ooh, we met some really, really characters, some wild characters. Some wild characters, like, oh my goodness, you thought we're gonna be, you thinking that we're gonna be together, and you want me to do this and do that? Oh hell no, I'm good on you. Bye, off and on to the next one. Look, baby, when I was in my 20s, baby, it was on to the next one, quick, fast, and a hurry. You just couldn't, okay, because after a while, when you get a hold of I would say when you get off the porch and you get off in the streets, and you start, picking up how the game go and how shit goes, you know how to, you know, negotiate certain things and really kind of have shit in your things going in the right way in your favor, not someone else's favor. But even if they was trying to go in somebody else's favor, you know how to operate because you can't if you can't be slipping out here because people will try to get you, and if you are a trick, baby, they are going to tricking you out. I'm trying to tell you, it's the truth. I'm just putting you up on gang, cause I look. I knew people that done got bamboozled real quick, fast and hurry because they was looked as gullible. hmm Oh, a good old trick, a good old lick. So let me get at that. hmm Yes, indeed. Thank goodness I wasn't targeted in that way. Well, I was. I did. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was. I did. I was targeted in that way. But you know what? You know what? At the end of the day, shit, hell, I learned. You don't do certain things. Certainly, even if you get a sad story, sad stories don't mean ish in today's time because a lot of people should have what they should have. They can easily be fucking their money off on petty stuff, but all that coming to you constantly and constantly and constantly and constantly and constantly and constantly, and you ain't got no job. Now I can see if you got a job, you may be a little short on something, but everybody has a budget, and you gotta be mindful of that. Can you pay that shit back? Can you give a person a date and and shit? Give them a date. Let them know all this 2 weeks and shit and 3 weeks ain't cutting it. You know why? You looking like a liar. You looking like you on some bullshit, like you on that shit, on that dope. That cocaine. Okay, maybe Huron, okay, or Sherm. I ain't lying. Y'all know these niggas be out here lacing blunts. Acting a fool and smoking that good old crack. Okay, and wigging the fuck out. That stanky ass shit. I hate being around people that smoking crack cocaine. 'Cause that shit is funky ass the fuck. And I don't understand how a motherfucker can sit up there and smoke that shit back to back. You know, the last time look, I'm gonna keep it real, 'cause I don't mind. It's early, and I gotta get up in a few hours, but that's all right. I'm gonna get about 3 or 4 hours of sleep. It's all right, and I'm still be pushing in the morning, making that bread. I don't give a fuck. Look. But yeah, it was a motherfucker that was smoking crack. You know, this is back in when I was maybe 23, 24, 25, maybe one of the two, maybe 23 or 24 probably. I think it's 20, yeah, 20, about around 23. But it was a motherfucker. It was a motherfucker smoking crack. Around me. At the time, and motherfucker had the nerve to say, "I had a dream I did something to you." And ain't that bad a bitch? So when I was told that, I immediately cut off all communications because I didn't know how to handle that. Well, I knew how to handle that, but in my mind, I'm like, wow. So you thinking that are you thinking that you are going to cause harm upon me? And I'm not gonna do nothing to your short ass. You shorter than I am. Look, I'm only 5'5", but I've met some people that's a lot shorter than I am, like midgets. Like, ooh, I'm so glad that I am the size that I am, because I used to be very, very, mad that I wasn't like my father's size. He was in the sixes, so now I'm in the fives. Ugh, I should have been 5'10". Mm-hmm. That's even better. But yeah, that motherfucker told me that ish. I was like, oh, really now? You don't say. Hmm. Hey. But hey, I got on down from that, and I don't like being around people that do that shit. I don't want to hear all that damn sniffing. You gotta warm it up in the microwave. I done been around. I done been around it in a crack hotel. Okay, when motherfuckers was selling that shit, making that shit. Hey, they got that jar. They got that that pot with that water boiling and shit. They was even adding. They was even adding. They was adding it. They was adding. Well, wait, I'm saying too much, but they was adding the C to the C. Okay, and they was adding a fresh batch of the a fresh was it a fresh batch? Because that was some years ago. Was it a fresh batch? I think it was a fresh. It was a fresh batch. Yeah, they was adding a fresh. No, I would say it was an old batch to it. They was adding an old batch to a fresh batch to make that batch even more better. And they're busting again, as usual. People be getting scared, but these niggas just out here testing guns. Anytime you have a lot of drama in the city, you guys, I know I'm getting off. I'm getting off the topic, but I'm gonna get back on that topic soon. But anytime you hear about a lot of that banging and shit, and motherfuckers testing that shit out. But other times, motherfuckers be in beefs. Or you may have, you got these desperate ass mother effers out here. Well, no, I shouldn't call them that. But these desperate ass low lives don't want to do anything with their lives. They got to go out here and try to rob and do dumb shit, and then they get caught. And then they want somebody to make a GoFundMe page. I wish I would make a GoFundMe page for a person that was doing some trifling ass shit to people. Hell no, I ain't making shit for your ass. How about your ass think about what you done did, why you was doing it. I mean, why you sitting out, why you sit there, okay? You should have been thinking about that shit while you was doing it. Honestly, in my ass. Oh my goodness, not in my ass. Honestly, in my eyes. I mean, I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, this mind of mine. Look, I be getting on a tangent and things be coming out a little bit wrong. Look, you got it in your head already, and then sometimes when you try to speak it out, it just come out different. But yeah, we ain't making no gun, no mo, no gun, no 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 fund me's around here. Hell no, not at all. And I forgot that topic, and I forgot the other topic, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I did. I forgot. Mm-hmm. That's how I be sometimes. I should sometimes I gotta slow it down. I gotta slow it down. I am trying to work on that. I am. But I am kind of sad today because someone passed away that I knew, and they'll always be missed. You know, I'm gonna go over there later on. Well, no, I won't be able to do that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because it's still early, so I'm gonna wait and maybe get somebody to cook something for them because they lost somebody that was a provider to their household. So I gotta do what I gotta do to make sure things is right. You know, I know it ain't gonna be all the way right, but as a neighbor, people want you to at least come by and check. Cause they did the same. They did the same thing from my grandmother. So I gotta, you know, do the same. But people have to leave, and I hate that that happened. Well, I don't hate that that happened, but I wish that didn't happen so soon. You know, I wish that didn't happen so soon. 'Cause that person was really a good person. You know, anytime I talked with him, or seen him, he always said, "What's up?" You know, we never held long conversations, but it was just like, "What's up? I know you." You know, hell, I didn't even got served a few times. I sure did. I didn't mind. It didn't mind. Shit, I kept it under wraps. I wasn't in. I wasn't. Look, I'm one. Of you, look, I'm one of the ones. I don't speak on a lot of things. I don't like everybody in my business. I don't need to be speaking on a lot of shit. But even if it's so juicy for people to even want to go back and make videos about. I ain't gotta do that. I don't need to be putting people in the titles. Especially people that's in the public eye. No, I mean not unless if I want to. But other than really, I don't really have to do all that. Not saying that's a problem, but I'm not trying to cloud chase. I'm not trying to do none of that. You know, I got my own channel. That's why I'm here speaking the things that I do talk about on here because so many people out here think that oh you want attention why are you on the channel on the panel for it? I just think and you got my you once had my number too, but a lot of these people out here they be acting very very funny like you didn't used to fuck with me. And I ain't never said nothing or any ill things about people, but it's just something how people just change. And I promise you, YouTube is a prime example of no, not really. No, it really is the world is a prime example. But YouTube just it's another form of how people ain't really fucking with you like they say they will fuck with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Only the ones that you look, the ones that you know in your heart and your mind. So, okay, them are the ones you keep close to you. Because that's the truth. Because the people that I have gave my number to on off of YouTube, well, I'm saying too much, but I just know, when you have extended your number out, sometimes over the weeks, the days, the months, the years, things will change. You know. And that's fine with me. It is what it is. I'm not crying. I'm not begging nobody to be in my life. I ain't look. I reach out and say, hey, this and hey that, but I'm not invested in trying to, latch on to people. Don't latch on to me. You know. I ain't latching on to you. I'm not a big talker on the phone. I will talk on the phone, but I'm not really a big talker on the phone. I really rather shit see your ass in person. That's if I'm feeling my best. If I'm not feeling my best, and by that I mean if I don't feel like if I feel like being bothered, we gonna talk. If I don't feel like being bothered, we ain't talking. That's me. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know how I run. Look, how I run certain shit, and how I want, like, and really how I want certain shit to go in my little world, in my world, baby. I want them to go that. I want them to go. I want them to go as smoothly as possible. As smoothly as possible. I'm saying smoothly. Oh my goodness, forgive me. I'm saying smoothly. My goodness. But yeah, shoot. Okay, you guys. I guess it's that time for me to get up and out of here, because I'm not staying online and not saying anything. I don't have time for that. I ain't got time to be playing music. Who's look? We ain't finna be listening to no goddamn music right this time of night. And who in the fuck is listening to music at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning? That ratchet ass shit. Like who is doing that? Which ain't nothing wrong with it. But when you in the house and good and goddamn well. It ain't really crunk. It ain't really crunk. Why are we doing that? You know, that's what people that has been on drugs. That's what they would do. But I ain't doing that. That's what they show me. You're showing me that you're still an addict. You ain't fooling me. Like I keep calling it. Look, look. A lot of these crackheads out here, they've been geeked up for years on here. And when they keep showing their true colors, shit, who the fuck is dancing in the back? Ooh, let me stop. Everybody on mute. Let me stop it. Let me shut up. You know, cause I seen it. I seen it. I seen it. Look, since you want to be preferred as a girl, I seen it, girl. I seen it. Sure did. Sure did. I ain't lying. These some addicts out here that we seeing, but they want to act as if they are just the news reporters. And let me say this. Okay, let me say this. You mother, look, you niggas. Some of you niggas out here. Okay, some of you niggas out here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hey, all this reporting on certain stories in social media that we can see on our phones, and that's one thing I hate when people be sending me. Well, not everybody. It's certain ones that be doing it too much. It's all right if you want to share a video. Thank you. But you ain't gotta continue to send me video after video. Damn, I got the same goddamn internet as you do. Damn, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my goodness, who wants to go through that? I don't. That shit is irritating as the fuck. But like I was saying, when it comes to this YouTube and all of this, I want to do a story, and I'm doing topics, hot topics. I'm a journalist now, and I'm a video vlogger. No, I'm a YouTube blogger. Well, if you ask me, you just doing you just talking about it, because you know what? When it comes to these video people, doing the vlogs and shit and stories, hell, and you gotta have that shit in order. Okay, we need pictures. We need to see a little bit of the crime scene. We need to see a little bit of this and that. Even though that has been provided, but it's been other people's videos. It ain't your videos. You ain't got to put. And a lot of these people out here ain't even really doing real content out here. They really just copying. Look, they are screen recording these cop cams videos and putting them on their channels and doing commentary about it, and then they want to say and then they want to say that's their content. That's not your that's not really your content. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, that's not really your content. I don't mind I mean, I can understand, I can understand a couple of clips. I'm not jealous at all, but the whole video. Oh, that ain't no. If any damn thing you taking away from somebody else's channel, playing a video on your channel that has a good amount of followers, trying to get some coin for the money. And I promise you, look, some of these people that's been on here for some years. Okay, look, I don't blame the Scorpion show that left YouTube. Well, they didn't leave it, but they don't, they on another platform, which is Patreon, and I don't blame them. Shit, if we ain't receiving the coins that we should, well, really the money that we are receiving, why in the hell should we stay? At first, I couldn't understand it, but now I understand it, because it's like, shit, I'm giving you all of this. It's just like a person that comes on here and look, I'm gonna put it out there. It's a person that's funny, and that's, hey, they will cut your ass out. But it's like them coming on here constantly doing that, and they're not receiving even a bigger raise. At some point, that's gonna have to slow down. Even though, you know, shit, people that is doing things like that loves to that. I mean, hold on, that loves to cuss, they don't mind doing that anytime. But and when it comes to that money, shit, hell, you mind shit, because that's revenue, that's money, and it's like, then y'all using me, but at the same time, y'all wanna sit up here and say, oh, I need to watch what I say, and I can, and they want to say we got the freedom of speech, but we in America, but we ain't got too much freedom of speech, because at the same motherfucking time, we getting still strikes for saying certain things, and this and that, and we can't talk about this. We got to use certain words. That's bullshit. When we got the freedom, the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, that's bullshit in my eyes. Hell, what's wrong with that? We in America. We ain't in no other foreign countries that look. They can barely even speak about certain things without getting their ass beat or killed. I'm just saying. That's the truth. And I ain't put none of that shit on you. But on that note, you guys, I'm out of here. You guys be blessed and not stressed. Peace. And look, we'll come back and chat again on that note. I love y'all.